So thanks everyone for it's nice to glad to see you all today. You could join, you could prioritize the meditation session. Welcome everyone to the weekly meditation session of PSSM Canada, which we have, of course, the Prem is the initiator who with his dedication, we started this around 4 years back, setting up the organization, incorporating and doing all the necessary work. It's the one who's been doing the flyers every week, coordinating with all our masters, friends, so to join the session and also creating those, editing those videos, posting those videos, a lot of work he puts with, just with dedication. So today he will be presenting the Gurus of India topic is our Subhash Patriji. So in fact we started the session with the Brahmarshi Subhash Patriji, but then that time it was like very short. So this time Prem wanted to cover it a little bit more detail. So without further delay, Prem, if you can please share about the great master, grandmaster.
Awesome. Thank you so much for that wonderful introduction. Welcome everybody again to this PSSM Canada's Gurus of India series. I'm really excited today to present to you the founder of PSSM movement or PSS movement as it is called, Shri Brahmarshi Pitama Subhash Patriji. It's indeed my great pleasure to introduce him to you. I hope you're all able to see my screen. To begin with, Patriji was born in a city called Shankar Nagar in Nizamabad district in the erstwhile Andhra Pradesh. Now, of course, it's called as Telangana. He was born on the 11th of November 1947. Patriji was a very charismatic person who, at a very early age, realized the purpose of his life and dedicated himself to benefit the mankind. To give you a quick overview of his childhood, he was born in a middle class Brahmin family, and he had totally three siblings, two sisters and one elder brother, and Patriji was the youngest of them all basically. And then as a child he was a very smart kid. He attended government school as his father was in Bodhan working for the Nizam sugar factory, and he attended government school until he was 10th class, until his 10th class. After the high school in Bodhan, they moved to Secunderabad. And he joined intermediate while staying in Secunderabad. And then he did his graduation. He was always influenced by nature and soil and things like that. So he decided to do BSc Agriculture. He started in 1969, and then he finished it it was a 3-year program and he finished it. And then soon after that, at the age of very young age of 22 years, he got a wonderful job in Income Tax Department of India as an IT officer. Actually, that is a well sorted job in those days for any young person like Patriji, just being 22 years. But surprisingly, knowing Patriji and his nature, he didn't want to do IT job because of the various reasons. He didn't like the environment, he didn't like the work culture. So I think he worked for about 10 months and then he quit the job. Imagine it's IT inspector job. He just quit it because he couldn't stand it. Then he went back and wanted to study further. Then he joined MSc Agriculture, specializing in soil science in 1971. And then, after successfully completing a master's MSc in Agriculture, he got a wonderful job in a company called Coromandel Fertilizers. Basically, he got a job of a sales officer where he used to go to all the villages around AP, in AP, and then promote and sell the fertilizers to various farmers and things like that. As part of this job, that was a time when he had to move to Kurnool. First time coming out of his house, moved to Kurnool. Then their parents thought, okay, you can see the parents in the picture here. Then they decided that, okay, Patriji should get married now. He was a young man, young lad, very energetic and very smart kid. So he got married to a Swarnamala Sirguri. Sirguri is the maternal name of Swarnamala Patriji now. So he got married to Swarnamala Patriji in the year 1974. And then they moved to Kurnool. And the move to the Kurnool was a changing, uh, brought in a lot of changes to Patriji's life. In the sense, he had his daughters, two daughters born, Parinita and Parimila Patri. In the year 1975, that's soon after marriage, or maybe 1 year or so, he met Sadananda Yogi in Kurnool itself. And this was the changing moments for him. That's when he was introduced to meditation by Sadananda Yogi. And then Patriji, as he was destined to be a meditator, enlightened soul, he was he was really attracted to the teachings of Sadananda Yogi, and himself, along with a group of other friends, visited where Sadananda Yogi's house. I think he used to live in a hotel, if I'm right. And he used to visit them every day or at least 2, 3 times a week while doing his job in Coromandel Fertilizers. Whenever he had an opportunity, they used to go there, sit with him, learn the techniques of meditation, do group meditations. And Sadananda Yogiji was always encouraging them to meditate and experiment themselves. So this had a tremendous impact on Patriji, and then he decided that he should take it more seriously, and then he started meditating and experimenting on meditation. Patriji, right from his childhood, actually, he was a voracious reader. He used to read any book that comes up to him, any book that he had, he starts reading it and finishes it. So, this was his habit right from childhood. And in fact, I would like to mention something. When Patriji used to come to our house, I've seen him from childhood. So, whenever he used to come to our house in those days, we all as kids used to have fun, families meeting and playing together, having fun, used to have all this hangama at home. In spite of all this hangama, he used to sit on one chair, just watch us, give a smile, and then he gets lost in his book. He used to have these visiting cards, put those visiting cards and keep underlining the books. He used to read book after book after book. And we always used to wonder, why doesn't he be part of the fun we are all having? Why does he just want to sit and read books? But then it's a long story. Now we realize why he did all that. That helped him to get enlightened, actually, to gain knowledge, spread the knowledge of meditation. So I think he would have at least read about 100,000, 75,000 to 100,000 books in his entire lifetime. And then in the 1975, as I was telling, Sadananda Yogi created a lot of impact on Patriji. And then Patriji started meditating, devoting a lot of time in meditation, experimenting with pyramids. Then he read about Lobsang Rampa. That was one of his first books, and Autobiography of a Yogi was another book that he read. And he was tremendously influenced by these books. And then he decided to do more research on the pyramids, pyramid energies, and things like that. Then he, for himself, took a tomato, put it under a pyramid, tested it, and put another tomato outside the pyramid and did some, scientific tests. And to his surprise, he noticed that the tomato that was in the pyramid was not rotten as bad as a tomato that was outside. So he did all these experiments and then concluded that doing meditation in a pyramid acts as a catalyst and enhances your meditation abilities. So he started sticking to doing meditation and teaching about the pyramid energy, pyramid science, And then he started off with teaching in Kurnool only. And then slowly it started spreading in the nearby villages of Kurnool, then to the nearby districts, then to, various parts in Andhra Pradesh. And then it went on for like 4 or 5 years. Then in the year 1990, Kurnool Spiritual Society was established. And then the first pyramid was constructed in Kurnool. It's called as Buddha Pyramid in Kurnool in 1991. That was the first ever pyramid built in Kurnool. I still remember at that time I was still in my intermediate or getting into engineering, and then he told, come to meditate in pyramid. You will find yourself very energized and you can do good in studies. So in fact, I did go and stayed there for a week or so, I remember, and then meditated in the on the King's Chamber. That was my first exposure to meditation in Kurnool in the year 1991, I think. So we went there, sat on the King's Chamber, and had these wonderful, wonderful experiences. And I remember in those days, all the experiences, all the people who come to Kurnool Pyramid, they were supposed to note down their experiences in a book, which was later on published as the experiences book. And in fact, I was so happy to write about my experiences, my astral travel experiences, astral body experiences in that book. This was way back in 1991. And that was the time I got exposed to meditation by Patriji himself. So that I still remember those wonderful days. And then Patriji got enlightened in the year 1979. And ever since there was no looking back, He went from village to village, district to district. He used to travel like crazy. I mean, he used to go to every nook and corner of Andhra Pradesh, promote meditation without expecting anything in return. It was all voluntary. He just wanted to do it to help the mankind. He never expected or wanted any returns from anybody. So this happened for many, many years. And then people just started following him. And then people recognized the power of pyramids and pyramid energy. And then that was the time when PSSM was established. He started a movement called Pyramid Spiritual Societies Movement. So the Kurnool Spiritual Society got later on was renamed as PSSM and was established in the year 1990. This was a turning point, and then ever since that, the second pyramid came in 1996. That was in Urvakonda, Anantapur. And I still remember people were so happy that the second pyramid came in Andhra Pradesh, and this was Urvakonda in Anantapur. Then to give you more information on PSSM, PSSM stands on 18 main principles, and I would like to highlight some of the important principles here. Um, the first one being meditate the right way, that is anapanasati. Observe your breath. That was the concept. That was the concept of Patriji. He said, you just have to sit in a relaxed position. Just observe your in breath and out breath, and then nothing else. Just try to, whenever you get thoughts, let them come, let them go, but bring back your, uh, uh, come back to breath. So that was one of the basic principles of a PSSM, that's called Anapanasati meditation. Then he was a proponent of spreading, reading spiritual books, be it religious or Western books from various authors. He just said, don't waste your time. Keep reading book after book after book and try to gain as much knowledge as possible. That was one of his main teachings. And then Sajjana Sangatya. So, and then share your experiences and knowledge with others. Don't gain knowledge and just keep it to yourself. Teach with people. Share the knowledge and experiences with people. That was one other main principle of PSSM. Patriji rather. And no, mind you, no gossip. Have Sajjana Sangatya, talk about spirituality, share experiences, talk about the books, but don't gossip. Don't talk, he's like this, he's like that. No complaints. Don't talk about people, but talk about your experiences. And then spend as much time every day in silence. So if you have nothing to do, if you don't want to meditate, just sit quietly and maintain yourself in silence. And then utilize full moon nights or Amavasya and Purnima nights for meditation, as he felt that was the most energizing time for us. Because even the oceans during this time have high tides and low tides. So, oceans being so massive, if during that time it can get impacted, we humans are very small, right? So we certainly have a lot of energy that can be captured during this time. So he said, use this time to meditate. And then he said, utilize pyramid energy. This structure, the pyramidal structure itself is made in a way that it can enhance your meditation skills. It can help you absorb the cosmic energy that is abundantly available in the universe. So he said, sit in a pyramid or wear a pyramid cap and then meditate. This will enhance your meditation's abilities or have a better effect of meditation. Like, say, for example, you sit for 10 minutes under a pyramid, it'll be like you're meditating for an hour or two. So that was his concept. Try to meditate in a pyramid. So that's when people really got benefited and they could see the benefits. So that's how, pyramids came one after the other, and pyramids became a daily, talking about pyramids became a buzzword in Andhra Pradesh. And then be a vegetarian. To have a sattvic mind is very important. And to have a sattvic mind, you need to have sattvic ahar or sattvic food. And what is sattvic food? Sattvic food is vegetarianism or being eating vegetarian food, having or showing compassion towards other living beings, be it animals or any living being. So don't eat animals. That's what his main principle was. And then spend as much time in pure nature, be it alongside the lakes or river or forest or mountains. Try to spend as much time as you can in nature, barefoot. Don't wear any slippers or shoes. Just walk barefoot in these green areas so that you get grounded. That will help you enhance your spiritual um, abilities. That was one of his other concept. And then important, it's he said impart meditation and train your children right from their childhood on how to meditate. I remember he used to say, if your child is just 5 years, ask him to sit for 5 minutes. If he's 10 years, ask him to sit for him or her to sit for 10 minutes. Same way, if you are a 30-year-old man, try to sit for 30 minutes. If you're a 30-year-old woman, try to sit for 30 minutes. 50-year-old man or woman should sit for 50 minutes. So, whatever your age, that much time you should spend per day in meditation. That's the minimum. You can always do more. I mean, there's no limit on how long you want to meditate. As long as you can be in meditation, that's what is one of other teachings. And then he said, to evolve spiritually, you don't have to leave your loving family. You don't have to renounce your family life and go into forest and become a sannyasi. You can still be in your family. You can still be having all your family bonding and ties without attachment, though, eh? That's important. And then still, that's called Sansar me Nirvan. That was his phrase that he used to use. Sansar me Nirvan. So be in your family and try to get Nirvana. Try to elevate yourself spiritually. So that was his one other main concepts. So these are some of the few that I picked from the 18 principles of PSSM. And then moving on, the uniqueness of Patriji. I'm really happy to share some of the uniquenesses that he had. You have seen or you must have heard about many, many gurus in India. And this series of ours, Gurus of India series, We have already covered like 13 gurus so far in the 13 weeks, right? Patriji is different. He was a unique guru in the sense that he was one of the most accessible guru. Anybody could access him easily. Anybody could go to him and talk to him and learn meditation from him. And in return, he used to be very happy to share his experiences, play flute for you, and teach you how to meditate. In return, expecting nothing. That was the uniqueness about Patriji, and he was most accessible. I also remember he used to go to people's houses when they invite them. Even though there was only one person in the house, he used to go and teach him or her meditation. That he used to always say, doesn't matter how many people, even if there is one person, teach that one person meditation, so that that one person will go and teach another 10 people, or even one person another meditation. And then it continues. It's a chain reaction. One person teaches the other person and teaches the other person, and so on and so forth. And he always his vision was the whole world should meditate one day. Dhyana Jagat. That was his concept. So he thought he in fact manifested all that long back. He wanted to see Dhyana Jagat, which I think we are seeing now. I mean, people are meditating. Everybody is talking about meditation, mental health, and things like that. So coming back to his uniqueness, he was the most accessible guru that I have ever known. And then a very friendly, and he treated everyone as a master. So he called everyone as gods. So he did not say, I am superior. You should listen to me. I am your guru. No, he never said that. He used to be one among us. He used to mingle with us and then teach you meditation as a common man. And then everybody in PSSM family are called as masters. So nobody is big, nobody is small. Everybody is equal, masters. And he used to always address whenever starting a speech or a talk, or in a satsang, he used to say, my dear gods, friends, and masters. That was his way of treating people. And he encouraged everyone to teach. So he used to say, you do not know from A to Z. You do not know everything. Nobody knows everything, right? It takes the whole lifetime to learn everything. I mean, in one lifetime is also not enough. So he said, if you know only ABC, teach ABC. If you know ABCDEFGH, teach ABCDEFGH. Don't worry. Whatever you know, teach that to others, so that the knowledge can grow, so that the knowledge can be shared with other people. That was a wonderful concept that he used to promote every time. And then he was a strong proponent of meditation and said, everyone must meditate every day, a minimum, or as I said, equivalent to the age. Coming to some of the important concepts, he used to say, I mean, this is also one paragraph in Bhagavad Gita also about this. I think it's in the sixth chapter. And it's about the middle path. You should never do anything too much or too little. You should always be in the middle. So if you are eating something, don't eat too much so that next day you have, a stomach ache or indigestion and things like that. And also don't eat too little so that next day you are weak and you can't do your daily routine or daily chores. So he said, be in your limits, do what you can, eat what you want, don't eat more, don't eat less. Everything that you do in your life should be in the middle path. That was his concept. Wonderful concept, isn't it? And then a breath is your guru. That was one other thing he said. You don't need any external guru. Once you believe that breath is your guru, because we come into this world with our first breath and we leave our body with our last breath. So in between everything is Maya. So he said, Guru, your guru is your breath. So once you decide that your guru is your breath and you start meditating, you don't need any other external guru. That itself will teach you so many things, that itself will give you so much of knowledge during meditation. And then you can be your own guru. Your breath is your guru. That was one of other concepts. And there's one other very famous concept of him is five finger concept. I think you can Google it and you see many YouTube videos where he explains about the five finger concept. To give you a quick gist of it, he said these five fingers, are your body basically, represents your body. This little finger of yours is your physical body, thun, okay, thun. And then the middle, this finger, ring finger, is your man or mind, right? And then this is intellect, which is the biggest finger, right? Intellect, buddhi, which is very important in your life. That is your that's intellect is what is carried forward to next future janmas, right? And then you have your soul. This is your soul. Your pointing finger is your soul, which is close to Paramatma. Paramatma is separate from these five fingers, right? This is Paramatma. So that's why when you're meditating, you bring the Atma to the Paramatma, and this is how you sit. Dhyana Mudra, right? This is how it is. Atma and Paramatma, you combine them. So that was his one other concept, which was very, very popular, and people really enjoyed listening to this concept. And then moving on to the pyramids. As I said, pyramids by then became very popular, not only in Andhra Pradesh by now. By the mid 90s and early 2000, it spread like wildfire in India, and like thousands and thousands, or if not hundreds thousands, people started following Patriji across India, north, south, east, west, and he traveled extensively across India. And he also started traveling to some of the various countries to spread the meditation. Like he went to America, he went to Hong Kong, he went to Thailand, he went to Sri Lanka, various other countries, and started spreading meditation. And then as I said, the first pyramid was Buddha Pyramid in 1991, then Urvakonda Pyramid in 1996, and many other pyramids came up in across India, and then Maitreya Buddha Pyramid. This is a highlight pyramid which came in 2003. This is in Bangalore. It's called Pyramid Valley, which is the headquarters of PSSM. And the capacity of this pyramid is 5,000 people can sit in at once and do meditation. That's massive. So, and then few years later, another pyramid came up in Kartal, in close to Hyderabad. It's called Maheshwara Mahapyramid. This is another gigantic pyramid where 6,000 people can sit inside at once and meditate. Just imagine the kind of energy and vibrations it would have when 6,000 people can sit in one location meditating for hours together. And exactly that's what happens every December in Hyderabad, Kartal, where they do this Dhyana Mahayagna. It's an 11-day event that they do sometime end of December to get into the new year, and it's massive. People from all across India and in fact all across the world attend that event. It's an 11-day event with mass meditation, and they've been doing that for almost 15 years now. So that's another not to miss event in Maheshwara Mahapyramid pretty much every year in December. So pyramids became a well-known what do you call architecture or well-known structure because of Patriji and his experimentation and teachings about the pyramid science and pyramid energy. Then moving on, Patriji, as I said, he must have read about 100,000 books in his whole lifetime, and he was also a wonderful author. He must have authored close to 60 books, and some of the important books or some of the most popular books that a lot of people have read and has been having a high recommendations was Tulsi Dalam. Anando Brahma was another book. Then Be a Master was a simple small book but very effective, lot of information. Then Atma Vijnanam was another book. Then Ashtanga Raja Yogam and Tulasi Vanam. These are some just a few books that I picked to share, but there are many more books. You can always Google and find the recommended books by Patriji. You can get a long list of books, and he highly recommended everyone to read these books. And doing and seeing his work and devotion and work towards humanity, dedication towards the teaching meditation to the people, he was conferred or addressed with various titles. Then he got titles of a Brahmarshi title in the year 1997. All the masters gathered and conferred this title in the temple town of Tirupati in the year 1997. Then later on, he was named as Pitama in the year 2018. This was another big title that he was conferred with at the Global Festival of Spiritual Scientists in Pyramid Valley, Bangalore. This was in the year 2018. Then also he was recognized by the Good Karma Award. This was an award conferred by the Times of India publication Speaking Tree in the year 2017. So he had a lot of, not only these three, but he had a lot of other awards that he won. I'm sure you can Google about all the awards and titles he got. And then he was lovingly known as Patriji. His actual name is Subhash Patri, but then people ended calling him Patriji with love. So Patriji is a term that's very prominently used for to call him or to address him. And then these were some of the things that I wanted to share today. And I really thank you all for giving me this wonderful opportunity to talk about Patriji and his life journey. Any questions, please let me know. If not, thank you so much for listening to me. If not, we'll jump into meditation.
Thanks, Prem. Thanks for sharing the about Patriji. Last time you have shared your personal experiences, how from your childhood, your experience with him, and how you started your first meditation with his inspiration, Karnal, and some of those touching experiences. This time you shared specifically his teachings and different content. Yeah, definitely. He's a wonderful person. Even as I know, like as I met everybody, whoever reaches to him. So even a beginner meditation or whatever, everything he listens with such a curiosity. Like he never, I think, said, okay, somebody is so senior or junior. Like with each and every person, he gives the same kind of the touching that real kind of importance. So we will just move on to meditation now. I think, yeah, all of us are have already joined the meditation previously, so we'll continue to the breath meditation. So in fact, he's the one, though I have been practicing meditation, I think to spread meditation, to teach meditation, he's the one. He just like mentioned one day, okay, you should start. That's it. I don't know what happened. Like immediately I started, and that's how it's kind of that confidence. It's a natural way you just get it. There are tons of people around. The same way with his inspiration, they have started teaching meditation or spreading the meditation, the vegetarianism or the pyramid science. So those are the three, one of the most key pillars out of the 18 principles. So we will move on to meditation. If you can share the music in the background. Music.
Okay.
Please close your eyes, clasp your fingers, cross your legs. Experience transcending beyond the mind, beyond the intellect and ego. into the vastness. Into the energy field. Experiencing these infinite possibilities, the beautiful light hues, from that grand vastness field, slowly putting the silver god come back to your physical body. Slowly return to the present moment. Notice your in breath and out breath. Flowing in and out of your body. Feel the ground. Express your gratitude to Mother Earth, Cosmos, Universe, and the Great Grandmaster. For helping us in the transformation. Slowly return to the present moment. With this gratitude, with the feeling of love and appreciation to everyone. Thank you. Thanks everyone for joining today's meditation session. And thanks Prem for sharing about Subhash Patriji. Anybody has anything to, any questions for Prem, or anybody wants to say anything or share your experience, you can unmute yourself.
Thank you so much.
Namaste.
Wonderful session. I just want to share. I had only one opportunity to interact with Patriji. I never had the opportunity to meet him face to face. It was a Zoom session, and in fact, I have been to Pyramid Valley also. It's beautiful place. Everyone should visit if somebody is going to India. I stayed there 3 days. And Besides, there's some of the books that I came across. One of my friend gave me a book, Patriji Answers. It was the first book I came across, and
And Tulsi Dalam is one of the amazing book, right? It is a collection probably from after reading hundreds of book, he has kind of compiled this, and each page is a unique message actually, and that comes either from a spiritual master or from a book. That's how it has been written. Very amazing book. I mean, you don't have to read hundreds of book, but one book tells you everything and lot of things.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
that's
thanks for sharing that,
in
Mukesh.
fact,
Really, yeah, that's
all the books he recommended were after reading those 100,000 books or so, he picked about 50, 60 books that were his favorites. And if you go to pssmovement.org, there is a list of all those 50, 60 books that Patriji recommends.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. But it has been an amazing, session today. And definitely we spoke about a guru who has been the founder actually for this journey for me as well, for this meditation. Thank you.
Good
that's
to know
great.
that.
Thanks for
Nitin.
sharing.
Thank you.
Yeah, the great thing about him is, the way he teaches, like usually it's not like very sophisticated words, like it's not like very simple message where every common man can easily understand. And this directly touches you in your heart. So that's the way he used to deliver his teachings. It's a very, 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 very simple way. So
Absolutely.
yeah,
Thank you.
Thank you.
thanks for sharing.
Yeah. Anyone else wants to share anything? If not, it's past 10. We will again meet next week and then have a wonderful night and week ahead. Thank you all.
Thanks everyone. Have a wonderful night. Thanks for joining.
Thank you.